I've figured out how Doctor Doom will become so powerful that he'll build Battleworld using pieces of the multiverse, because Doctor Doom will kill Galactus. Yes, you heard that right. The Fantastic Four will defeat Galactus, but Doom will be the one to kill him. Alongside all this, in today's video, you'll also learn who created the 10 rings and Kamala's bangles. In fact, we'll find out who received the signal sent in the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and how Kamala managed to time travel. All of it is connected to today's theory. Today, I've discovered those threads in the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse that even Loki couldn't detect. Galactus is about to enter the MCU through Fantastic Four First Steps, and his goal isn't just to consume Earth, but something far greater. In fact, let me say something bigger. This Galactus is the same Galactus we saw in Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. I know you'll say, bro, that one was a smoke form and this one is in a body. But if you carefully notice the shadow falling over the planet in that movie, you'd see it matches this Galactus. And that wasn't the only clue. When Silver Surfer tries to destroy Galactus, we glimpse a fiery effect that briefly shows his body shape, which resembles the upcoming Fantastic Four's Galactus. Maybe it's a more evolved or newly formed version. I'm telling you this because Galactus isn't from just one universe. He exists across the multiverse. And when he targets a planet, it's not random. He targets planets that are incursion points, where an incursion could occur, potentially destroying a universe and ending the multiverse. Galactus is essentially the multiverse's antivirus, destroying the virus of incursion before it spreads. That's why he consumes planets. So even in the old Fantastic Four movie, Galactus came to save the universe by consuming Earth to prevent an incursion. But the Silver Surfer betrayed him, stopping him from consuming Earth, and eventually that universe suffered an incursion and collapsed. Now that universe is gone, Galactus continues protecting other universes. And since he was betrayed by Silver Surfer, he now creates a new Silver Surfer named Shalla-Bel, whom we saw in the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer. Galactus deliberately chose Shalla-Bel as his new Silver Surfer. For those who don't know, Shalla-Bel was the lover of the original Silver Surfer, Norrin Radd. But Galactus choosing her isn't an act of revenge. It's a reminder of how dangerous emotion can be for cosmic balance. Galactus doesn't always make the same kind of herald. To Silver Surfer, he gave a cosmic board representing freedom and observation. But he also had other heralds like Morg, the Destroyer, who wielded a cosmic axe because an executioner shouldn't have emotions, or Redshift, whose twin swords could cut across dimensions. This shows that each herald's tool was made based on their purpose and personality. The MCU continues this pattern, and the bangles Kamala wears and the 10 rings of Shang-Chi were originally made for Galactus' older heralds, those responsible for balancing the multiverse and protecting the timeline. But like in the comics, many of Galactus' heralds betrayed him or died. The same happened in the main Earth timeline. The weapons Galactus gave them remained here, still functioning as multiversal anti-incursion tech. Galactus knew that more than one herald would be needed to monitor the entire multiverse and stop incursions. So he created the 10 rings to detect quantum signals across timelines, which we saw in Shang-Chi. The signal at the end of the movie was likely sent to Galactus himself. Even Master Wong, space expert Carol, and Dr. Banner couldn't identify it because the 10 rings were created before magic itself. There's no mention of them anywhere, or as Wong said, maybe they're from another dimension. The signals suggested that a worthy person was now wearing them, and an incursion event was approaching. That's why the rings responded to Shang-Chi, not his father Wenwu, who had worn them for years. I believe it's a fail-safe, activated only for good individuals. Another great example is Kamala's magical bangle, which sends her into the past to help only when the clandestines attack. Think about how long Kamala wore the bangle and how dangerous the situation she faced were. But time travel only occurred when a clandestine tried to grab the bangle. Kamala's bangle isn't a normal artifact. It's a multiversal stabilizer. The MCU showed how she traveled into the past and saved her grandmother. People saw this just as a time travel moment, but it was actually a rare example of reality manipulation, where Kamala stabilized a critical moment in time without creating a new branch timeline. That train event could have gone differently and not created a fixed point or canon event, which might have led to that universe collapsing, like in Supreme Strange's universe when he tried to save Christine. The Bangle also stops the clandestines from breaking through the reality barrier between Earth and the Nord dimension, meaning this artifact not only creates rifts, but when controlled by its user, can seal them too, like Photon did at the end of the Marvels. It's a dual-natured weapon or tool that both cuts and protects. Just like the Infinity Stones represented aspects like time, reality, power, mind, soul, and space. To maintain a cosmic order, these bangles and rings are relics that stabilize the universe. They aren't centralized or fully controlled, but in some timelines, they've been left behind as fail-safes to delay or absorb events close to timeline collapse or incursions. This is why we also saw a bangle with Photon in the X-Men universe. Galactus created these as multiversal antivirus systems, but after his heralds failed, these artifacts continue to silently function as invisible protectors. In universes without these artifacts, Galactus himself arrives to consume the planet, but in the Fantastic Four movie, Reed Richards' family will defeat Galactus, and Victor Von Doom will kill a weakened Galactus. This will make Doom responsible for the death of the being that protected the multiverse from incursions for so long, and this will trigger incursions because of Doom, and Doom himself will take up the responsibility to stop it. He will set out to collect Galactus's artifacts so he can cure or stop the very problem he created. In the comics too, Doom was the one who triggered incursions by killing Molecule Man in every universe. This is an epic story, which I'll explore further in my upcoming video, How Dr. Doom Started Secret Wars, coming very soon. To obtain Galactus artifacts, Doom will begin his plan. Using the 10 rings and Kamala's bangle, he'll prepare to piece together what's left of the multiverse and create Battle World. These weapons are incredibly powerful and will give Doom godhood. If you don't remember, let me remind you. The 10 rings were so powerful that Odin himself wanted them, as we saw in the What If series. This proves that the rings could reach Marvel God's level if the user has the right skill. In the old Secret Wars comics, Doom absorbs Galactus's power and then sets out to acquire the Beyonder's power. With Galactus's multiversal power and artifacts, Doom becomes God, Emperor Doom, and sets off to confront the guardian of the Marvel multiverse, Loki. Now, the only obstacle to Doom creating Battle World is Loki, whom he must either defeat or convince to join him. So this was the crazy theory that connects all of Phase 5's artifacts to Galactus and Dr. Doom. Now you tell me, how important is it to see Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four? The comment section is all yours. Speak openly. If you like the theory, give it a like. If you loved it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you, friends. See you in the next video.